Okay, this is the homework booklet for 2.2. So first question then, the word equation for magnesium is burning. Draw a line from each substance to its correct description. So magnesium oxide is a compound, magnesium is a metal, and oxygen is a non-metal. Nice easy question to get you started. Next bit then, the diagram represents a magnesium atom. Complete the table, so protons are positive, neutrons are neutral, electrons are negative. Draw a circle around the correct answer. In magnesium atom, the protons and neutrons are in the nucleus. The number of protons in a magnesium atom is the atomic number. The number of protons and neutrons in a magnesium atom is the mass number. Next one was a little question about the periodic table. Which element is found in group 0? So if I was to count them out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then this is 8, or it's known as 0. And then period 2, count down, remember hydrogen, helium, and 1. So count from this side, 1, 2, 3, 5. So it would be B. Give a reason for two elements which you expect to have similar chemical properties, D and F, because they're in the same group. When you're in the same group, you tend to have similar properties. State, given a reason, which of the elements 1, 2, and 3 could be element C in the periodic table. Okay, so element C is kind of in that little step down bit, so it's on the border between metals and non-metals. Okay, so I picked that I thought it would be element 2. Okay, the reason for it's got properties of metals like high melting and boiling points, but it's also got properties of non-metals because it's brittle, whereas this one is a complete metal and this one is a complete non-metal, so we were looking for something that was kind of in the middle. Next question, homework number 3. Again, like these are just simple questions to get you thinking. The centre of the atom is called the nucleus. The centre of the atom contains the neutrons and the protons. There is no overall charge of each atom because the number of protons is equal to the number of neutrons. Then it says, what is the name of element represented by atom D? Okay, so count the number of electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it's 7. Find that on the periodic table with an atomic number 7. It would be nitrogen. Give two atoms, A and B, which are in the same group. So it would be B and C because they've got the same number in their outer shell. Right, now moving on to information about group 1 and group 7. Describe the trends in melting points and densities for the elements going down the group. Okay, so lithium's at the top, cesium's at the bottom. Their melting points decrease, their densities increase. Okay, give the name of the element which does not fit the trend is sodium because it's a little bit out. It should be kind of like there, but between lithium and potassium. Then it says francium lies below cesium in group 1, so it's below here, it's the next element. Estimate, given your reasons, a value for the boiling point of francium. So it would be 640. Reason, boiling points are getting more similar, lower than cesium. Then another kind of question about looking at the periodic table. Give the letters of the elements that represent the metals and those that are non-metals. So metals A, C, F. The reason for this is you go like this. Okay, B is a little bit of a funny one because it's a metalloid, so it could technically go there as well. So anything this side is a non-metal, anything this side's a metal. Give the letter that represents, one of the elements, A to F, shows properties of metals and non-metals. It's B because it's in the little step bit. State the group and period for which this element belongs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So it's group 4. 1, 2, 3, period 3. The following table shows the information about some of the elements in group 7 of the periodic table. Fluorine is a gas at room temperature. Give the states of bromine and iodine. Okay, so first thing you need to think about is melting point is when you turn from a solid to a liquid. So at minus 219 degrees, fluorine will turn from a solid to a liquid. That's the temperature will happen. And then liquid to gas, the temperature that will happen is at minus 188. Okay, so then we're looking at bromine. So bromine turns from a solid to a liquid at minus 7, but it doesn't turn from a liquid to a gas until 59. So 20 is in between them two numbers, so it's going to be a liquid. Then iodine doesn't turn into a liquid until 114, so 20 is below that, so it's going to be a solid. Astatine is below iodine in the group in the periodic table. Use the information in the table to predict the properties of astatine. So it'd be a solid, have quite high melting and boiling points, very slow reaction with sodium. So just think about what's going to happen on each of these properties. Okay, the following box shows the name of 5 metals. Each metal can be used once, more than once, or not at all. A gas is used to fill weather balloons is helium. 2 non-metals that are obtained from seawater are chlorine and iodine. Chlorine and iodine are poisonous and can be used to kill bacteria. Final question then. This is quite an interesting question. A scientist carried out a test to identify halides A, B and C. The results are shown in the table below. Okay, so they carried out a flame test first. So we should be able to use the flame test results to work out what metals are them. So lilac flame would be potassium, yellow flame would be sodium, and then a red flame would be lithium. Okay, and then we'd use our silver nitrate tests to work out what halogen they contain. Okay, so white precipitate would be chloride, yellow precipitate would be iodide, and then cream precipitate would be bromine. Okay, so you just have to learn them. Be careful that you include the D's, it's not an N because they're in compounds. Okay, chlorine gas is bubbled through a solution of potassium bromide. The solution turns from orange to bromine. Orange as bromine is formed, sorry. State what happens. This is a displacement reaction. And then I put out the balance symbol equation.